I can't outdo the Kelseys. I thought about trying to do that. But 2024 Time Athlete of the Year, 2-time Naismith Trophy. I mean, we could spend the entire podcast, Caitlin, just listing off like everything that you've been doing for the last 4 years. But Caitlin, I really appreciate you taking the time to just hang out for a little bit. It's good to catch up with you.
It. Thanks for having me on.
I can't outdo Kelsey. I thought about trying, but 2024 Time Athlete of the Year, 2-time Naismith Trophy winner. I mean, we could probably spend the entire podcast just listing everything you've accomplished over the last few years, the interviewer says, humorously acknowledging Caitlin's impressive resume. Caitlin Clark laughs and responds, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. And with that, Caitlin Clark is back, and she's not holding anything back in a brand new viral interview with the University of Iowa Sports Media. Caitlin dives deep into the defining moments.
I've been covering you since your senior year of high school, but you and I had never met face to face until after your freshman season because they kept everything so strict due to COVID and everything.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of makes your rise kind of even more intriguing to me, because it's not even the fact that like you've elevated to where you are. You started from the bottom's bottom because there were literally no fans in attendance, and like even the TV deal was kind of suspect at the time.
Reflecting on her legacy just a week before her college jersey is retired at Carver Hawkeye Arena. From her unforgettable freshman year during the pandemic to life as a college student, Caitlin opens up like never before. But that's not all. She also gets candid about her transition to the WNBA, the friends she misses most, and even her surreal encounter with...
3 words describe your Iowa career.
I'm going to say special.
Okay.
I'm going to say life-changing, but that's 2 words. Dang it.
It's a hyphen.
Okay, hyphen. Does that make it? Yeah, okay.
Well, I'll count it 1.
Special, life-changing, and impactful. I'm going to go those 3.
It's your senior year of high school, but we actually never met face-to-face until after your freshman season, because everything was so strict with COVID. That makes your rise to where you are today even more intriguing to me, because it's not just about...
Like impactful. And I think that from a standpoint of like, obviously I have had an impact on a lot of people. I'm very aware of that. But at the same time, I hope everybody knows they've had an impact on me too. Like it's a 2-way street, and getting to see the young boys and the young girls, or, you know, the people that have drove from miles and miles to come watch us or whatever it was in college, you know, that has a huge impact, not only on myself, but our entire teams when we were playing. So I hope everybody knows it's a 2-way street on that.
Yeah.
And it really means a lot to us players, and certainly myself.
Clark's rise to greatness is nothing short of remarkable. She came from humble beginnings, back when there were no fans in the stands, no buzz around the team, and even the TV deals were questionable. But her journey has been nothing but inspiring, and she's got some unforgettable moments. And
I don't remember a lot of them. One of the only ones I really remember was probably the Iowa State one at home, where we came back from, I think, down 18 points. But like, we're playing in front of nobody. Like, there wasn't anything like super memorable about that year. Like, you're playing in front of cardboard cutouts and then like just your family members. So that was kind of a blur. And at some points, like, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, like, I feel like it gave me a year to kind of get my feet wet in college basketball. With that, I didn't have to balance road crowds. I didn't have to balance our crowd. I didn't have to balance all of that noise.
Career? I'd say special, life-changing, and impactful, Caitlin says. I think impact...
I look back and watch some of those videos of me celebrating after the Iowa State game, because I think I made 3 with like 40-some seconds to go.
Oh, yeah.
To put us up one maybe or something. It was a huge comeback anyway. And I was like celebrating like there was 15,000 people inside of Carver, and there was probably like 200 people in Carver watching us. So it's just really funny to laugh at myself looking back on, but it was good times.
Had an impact on a lot of people, but I hope everyone knows they've had an impact on me too. The support from young boys, girls, and families who...
I feel like that allowed me to kind of play more free and kind of figure out myself and, I don't know, just figure out how college basketball works. So, you know, it was kind of unfortunate that I missed a year of college basketball of being in front of our crowds, but at the same time, I try to look at it in a positive manner of like, maybe that helped me, and maybe like that was the starting point of like how I kind of got my feet wet in college basketball. And then obviously after that, it really took off. We played in front of nobody to not being able to get a ticket, which is pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, you got to play in front of your dog at least, though, too.
Yeah, that was basically the only person. My fake cardboard cutout dog.
Watch us, it's been huge. That kind of connection means a lot to me and the team. It's a two-way street. Caitlin goes on to reflect on the challenge.
Honestly, I think going into my second year, I was just so excited to like finally get to play in front of people. I remember asking, it was like the exhibition game. And I remember like going up to Coach Fitz, I'm like, how many people do you think are going to be here? Like I kept asking, like I was so giddy on like finding out like how many people were going to come, like what the crowd was going to be like. Like I remember being like so excited to finally play in front of our fans and the people that have supported, you know, the program far before I got there. So I just remember being like super giddy about that. I remember just being so excited. I think there was probably like 4,000, 3,000 people there maybe if I had to guess, but I was like so excited to play in front of people that weren't my mom and dad and my teammates' parents. Like it was like a taste of, you know, kind of what could be or what had been for the program previously. So I just remember being like so giddy about an exhibition game because it was just the first time that I got to play in front of our fans a year after I'd already been on campus, more than a year after being on campus.
College basketball experience most players had in mind, playing in empty arenas with only cardboard cutouts and her family in the stands. Honestly, I don't remember much of that year. The one game I do remember is Iowa State at home. We came back from
I guess now that enough time's gone by, what's your kind of thought process about your jersey getting retired and knowing you don't even just have your mark on the floor, like your jersey is going to be in the rafters forever?
I made a huge three with 40 seconds left to put us ahead, but the place was empty. We were playing in front of just our family members. It's funny looking back at how excited I was, celebrating like there were 15,000 people in the stands. However, Caitlin reflected.
It gets announced and it's like, oh, this is amazing and this is so cool. But I feel like as the days kind of started to approach here and we're now like a week away from this actually happening, I feel like it's kind of becoming really real. And you know, this isn't like a goal where you show up to campus and you're like, like I want to have my jersey retired one day. Like nobody does that. Nobody thinks that way. Like you just give your all for the program and the university. And, you know, there's been a lot of really good players to come through our program and have, you know, what have been National Player of the Year, Big Ten players, you know, whatever it is. And I think we only have 2 with their jersey retired right now. So it'll be cool to be one of the few.
To play more freely. Figure out how college basketball worked without the pressure of big crowds. It was a strange year, but in some ways, it was the perfect way to get my feet wet. When fans finally returned, Caitlin was thrilled. Going into my second year, I was just so excited to play in front of people. I remember asking my coach before the exhibition game, how many people do you think will come? I was so giddy. I remember the first time I played in front of a crowd, even if it was only 3,000 or 4,000 people, I was ecstatic. It felt like a taste of what could be and what had been for the program before I got there. Fast forward to today, and Caitlin is gearing up for a monumental moment, her jersey retirement at the University of Iowa. As only the 3rd player in program history to receive this honor, she takes a moment to reflect on the journey. I never came to campus thinking my jersey would be retired. It wasn't something I set as a goal. I just gave my all to the program and the university. There have been a lot of amazing players who've come through, and for me to join them in having my jersey in the rafters is incredible, but the emotions of it all hit differently. I'm not usually a super emotional person, but when I'm standing there in Carver with my family, I think that's when it'll really hit me. It's hard to process until you're actually in the moment, but I'll be so thankful for all the love I've received at Iowa and for how much this program has allowed me to grow. As Caitlin continues to focus on her WNBA career, she's been putting in the work during the off-season, refining her game and preparing for a stronger second year. I've been working with a new player development coach, Keith Porter. He's been amazing, and it's been so much fun working out with him here in Indianapolis. We're not just adding new skills, we're fine-tuning the ones that made me dominant in the first place. From playing in front of empty arenas to now being a part of history, Caitlin Clark's journey has been marked by hard work, resilience, and gratitude. Whether reflecting on her time at Iowa or preparing for her future in the WNBA, one thing is clear: her passion for the game and her commitment to growing as a player are unwavering. Caitlin Clark is a player who truly loves the game of basketball, and it's clear in the way she approaches her craft. She's dedicated, putting in the time and effort every single day to improve. But what does that look like in terms of a long-term plan for her development? Right now, I'm focused on refining the little things, the areas where I can grow to be more successful in year 2, she explains. It's about adding new skills,